At the time, I was living in Florida, so I was 3,000 miles away, and I realized I wanted to move back to the great state of Washington. So I started the process with Cyrus and Brian, and they would FaceTime me different neighborhoods as well as a video tour of different properties to see what I could fit in my budget before I even got home. It made me feel like a priority because I knew that I didn't have the funds to put down on a property at the time, but they still made me feel like I was a priority without being ready to buy. And when I had made it all the way back to Washington, we actually started looking at places. We had found the one. It checked off all the things on my list. I wanted to live close to the water. I wanted to live close to retail. I wanted it to be super cute. And we found it. The problem was other people found it and made multiple offers. I wasn't ready to make an offer at the time. Unfortunately, I needed a couple more weeks. So I was pretty defeated. I really felt like that was the one. And like I said, it was close to the water. So Cyrus and I walked down to the beach to kind of, have a bummer moment. I felt bad for me. He looked at me and said, I'm gonna go knock on some doors. I'm gonna go knock on doors and meet the neighbors and see if anyone else in those units are selling. I remember, already feeling negative and thinking to myself, yeah, right. Go knock on some doors, that'll help. I was still having a woe is me day. A few hours later, Cyrus and Brian called me and said that they did in fact meet some neighbors, and one had told them that one of the units was empty and they knew that the current owners wanted a bigger house, so they moved to the east side to a bigger house. Cyrus and Brian worked their real estate magic and drove to their house to the east side and knocked on their door and asked them if they were willing to sell their townhouse in Richmond Beach. So after a couple of offers that we made, 30 days later, I had moved in and was painting the walls in my new townhouse in Richmond Beach. Richmond Beach is a great community. There's a saltwater park close by. There's coffee shops, there's restaurants, there are bars. There's a great little bowling alley, grocery stores. It's tiny but mighty. My advice would be to make a list of your must-haves and a list of your nice-to-haves and trust your real estate agent. My relationship with Cyrus has been great. We're still friends. We're close friends. I've recommended him to friends for real estate, so it's great. We're friends.